Calling all cars. Calling all cars. Be on the lookout for any members of either the House of Congress who may have slipped through the dragnet. When last seen, they were wearing homemade hats of Reynolds wrap, mumbling about gamma rays entering Earth's atmosphere. If spotted, do not attempt to apprehend. Intelligence reports indicate that they will bite if cornered, and no one has been able to confirm whether they are rabid. Good Friday Eve, one and all. I'm Rayford Brown.
That's your turn. Your turn.
I know. I'm just picturing all these people in the House and the Senate. I'm Chris Marks.
You be okay. I'm Lee Barrows, and I fought the traffic of all the federal workers going back to work this morning.
And then over there in the corner, fresh from the donkey pen.
Yep, the donkey man's in the house, and he just waved at Chris when he went by when the deputy sheriff. Yeah, he was trying to get him for reckless walking with attempt to fall. That was but he weren't.
Had a blue light special going.
Yeah, blue light special. He thought he was at Kmart for a minute.
Hey, did you tell him that Kmart was closed? They didn't have a store here.
He remembered that I had a special St. Michael medallion for him. Like I gave y'all.
Oh, so you already conned him in out of a
ticket. You bribed your way
ticket.
out of the ticket.
No,
I had it regardless. Yeah, it's he gave me some information that I needed for Crime Stopper meeting today.
Yeah, slow down.
Oh, so we threw the Crime Stopper and the medallion at him.
I'll tell you what, double duty there.
That's just like when I was in Wilmington, I was on the wrong street, and
That's easy
I got
to do.
stopped. Yes, I got stopped. The city policeman stopped and got out. He says, "Oh, you know you run over those barricades over there." I said, "Yeah, but they popped right back up, didn't they?" And he's, "What are you doing? What are you doing over here?" I said, "I'm lost. I'm trying to get over here, and the street's closed." And I said, "I tell you what, it's not a bribe, but I'll give you $20 if you escort me over there to get me around there, and that way you can buy lunch." Nope. You get over there the best you can. He followed me all the way up, and I finally just pulled over, and he went by, and I'm out with the Google map trying to find these little bitty roads back up in the old part of Wilmington, and I'm going around there trying to get the truck in there. I made it. It was some great big graveyard down there, and I had to get a load of pipe. But now he said, "You better find another way out."
Uh-huh.
And so I kept looking, and then some guy come up. He said, "If you'll just go down there and turn right, and when you get to the end, turn left, you'll be on 23rd." And okay.
Yeah.
But it's just, boy, he told me real quick.
There's a woman buried in there that was a spy for the Confederacy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there is. And matter of fact, she was buried. I don't remember. I don't remember the details. But anyway, she drowned when the blockade runner was sunk coming ashore, and her dress was, she had one of them big old Southern Belle type dresses, and she was loaded with metal sewn in as part of her spying duties. So whatever.
Well, the only thing I saw was the first time I ever went in there to carry that pipe in. Was sitting there, and there was people in there working, and all of a sudden this kid guy came by on a bicycle, and somebody left the window down. When her knapsack got gone. So yeah, he was quick. He should have been a paper route delivery guy, because now he didn't hardly slow down. He just reached in the car, kept right on getting it. And the guy went running. I said, "You ain't catching him."
I have a question
you lost.
for Chris.
Yes, ma'am.
When you had your conversation this morning with the LEO, did you happen to ask them if they had a lost and found department down there? You could go. If anybody had turned in your skirt? We're not going to let this go.
I know. Maybe
that's why he stopped. He found your skirt.
We're not letting this go.
Found your skirt,
Chippy.
My little teacher. I found your tutu there, you know.
Oh, my God. Who has a poll?
You won't never live down
here we go.
No, I know.
All of those guys, there's a bunch of them out there in Poland.
Here we go.
Well, you got a poll.
Bring it
Thank
on.
you.
Bring it
Thank
on.
you,
You got a
Lee.
poll?
That's all right. He who controls the mic at the stadium. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Okay.
That's all right. I got some red fluffy earmuffs. I won't hear you.
Rayford? Good. You're safe. You're safe.
He's just like,
The bipartisan did in deal. They had they all got together. So 42-day government shutdown advanced through the House Rules Committee overnight, with all Republicans supporting the measure and all Democrats said,
not true. Sorry, go ahead. There was a few Democrats who
the real
crossed over.
Democrats.
Right.
And the moderates.
It moved to the full House for consideration, where after setting a record for the longest government shutdown in almost 250 years of these United States of America, boy, they're going to go down in history for something special, aren't they? The U.S. House of Misrepresentation voted 222 to 209 to get back to work for every government employee except the duly elected federal legislators. They'll be taking some time off to tell everyone back home how great they are, with the Republicans bragging on how they got the government kickstarted and the Democrats telling their story of how hard they fought to make sure the Republicans were kept under control. I have never been prouder to have become a total none of the above than I am now.
I'm going to tell you what.
How was that?
Congratulations.
Very good. Very
Yeah.
misrepresentation. Yeah, I like that part.
Even until the bitter end, some Democrats attempted to force votes on amendments. When I read this, I'm glad I wasn't watching it, because I think too much of my TV if I'd been watching it, bad things would have probably happened.
Yeah.
They wanted amendments dealing with COVID-19 era enhanced Obamacare subsidies for affordable care that are set to expire at the end of this year, and other issues opposed by the GOP, though all died on the vine. House Minority Leader, our buddy, your buddy, Hakeem Jeffries out of New York, made a notable surprise. He showed up. Testified in favor of his own amendment to extend those subsidies for another 3 years. The lengthy hearing saw members on opposite sides, both sides now, and then there was me, clash time and again. Democrats repeatedly accusing the Republicans of robbing all of Americans of any health care benefits. Y'all or just can't get any care. You go, too bad. Those are evil Republicans. And they also accuse the Republicans of taking a vacation. Who was it? One of the Congress ladies in there, she just blew up on that one. Yeah.
There was some ugliness last night.
Yeah, there was some
before the
ugliness.
vote.
Yeah. And whatever. Democrats and some Republicans also piled on a provision in the funding bill that would allow GOP senators to sue the federal government for $500,000 for secretly obtaining their phone records during ex-special counsel Jack Smith's investigation. Goodness. I want to sue those guys at those late night checkpoints for getting my driver's license information and for slowing me down on my way home, causing me unnecessary delays and stress that caused me to lose sleep. Might be worth it, but $2 more than I have now, of course. But it was a lawyer. The lawyers, a team of lawyers, would get a third of that.
You're sounding like a frauditor.
And what they did is still affecting you.
It is. It's still, look at me. I can't even go get a haircut. I'm afraid to go get a haircut.
You might need a shot of bourbon. It might help you out.
I don't want any shots.
Well, I mean,
Those things,
a fifth.
those shots.
No,
you never can tell about
you
those
ingest
things.
this.
Somebody's
Here we
injecting
go.
It's
bad
not
things
like
into my
big
body.
oil where you rub it on. You drink, you pour it in.
I'm surprised you weren't wearing an aluminum foil hat when we walked in this morning.
I was before you got here.
Yeah.
I'm using Kevlar these days.
Kevlar, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Travel disruptions have been causing chaos at the airports across these United States that are anything but united, with air traffic controllers and transportation security, the TSA officers, forced to work without pay since last month. Many of those employees had been forced to take on second jobs to make ends meet. How could they take on a second job if they were working and
12-hour
without pay?
shifts.
Uber. I don't know.
Grubhub, stuff like that.
Staff shortages, flight delays, threatened to overshadow the Thanksgiving holiday. Well, I'm going to tell you what, Thanksgiving is what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Something like that.
Yes.
If you think that this nation's TSA, the TSA can, because they're easy. But if you think you can get those air traffic controllers who have already retired 15 to 20 per day, if you think you can restaff those positions between now and 2 weeks from now and get them up to speed, oh, goodness gracious, have I got some planets for sale to you.
Think about.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you might want to even reconsider your Christmas travel plans at this point.
Right.
Just put them off until next year.
That's what, yeah.
I would like to find out just how long the training period is. I have never asked that question, but when you say, I want to be an air traffic controller, and you go to school, wonder how long the training
Well,
is.
you go to school, but then after you get out of school, it's not that they give you the badge and the gun and sit there in front of that microphone and say, okay, all these planes coming in, make sure they land safely.
Yeah.
No, you're going to be working under somebody else during that period of time. There will be somebody hanging over your shoulder.
Well, I do remember the Reagan times when they
He just fired them all when they
he
went on
did.
strike.
He fired them all when they went on
But
strike. But I
that was
remember
something they did. They
there
went on
was a
strike.
complaint later on about the supervisor had too many air traffic controllers that he was trying to do. I remember they
Maneuver
had-
at one time.
Yeah, and I remember that complaint came out later.
Millions of Americans who rely on federal food benefits were also left in limbo amid this partisan fight. Federal food benefits. SNAP.
Yes.
Yeah.
Food stamps is what they are.
Right.
Let's just
Right.
Basically,
let's
yeah.
get it back to where
EBT.
I'm familiar
Yeah.
with it.
Right.
EBT cards.
EBT
Yeah.
card.
Now, EBT, that means they can just go and swipe it.
Swipe it.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what they do. You get a
Does that say on there when you swipe one of those cards, no, you can't buy, a gallon of liquor?
Yeah.
Yes.
What happens
It's on the
is-
card. It's embedded on the card.
No, it's not on the
Not on
card.
the card.
but-
Oh, how do they do it?
cashier has to do.
Well, I know. I
Are these,
know.
are these the same cashiers? Not all of them, but are these the same cashiers that back in the day when they had food stamps that we would find when I would go along with ALE to the shot houses?
Mm,
Unlicensed outlets, they call them. They're officially called. We go in there and find food stamps, individual food stamps. You know how tracked them down, how the ALE guys tracked them and turned them over to the FDA because they're the ones who control the food stamps.
Well,
And then you know what they did? You know what they did with them? They were taking these for a $2 shot. They would give you $4 in food stamps, tear them out of the books. You're not supposed to tear them out of the book. That's the cashier's job, right?
That's correct.
But the individual holders of those things. Now, what does the shot house do? Who is not anybody that can take food stamps legally, right? What do you think they did with them? They had a deal
So
with a corner grocery store that did take food stamps, and they would take those $4 in food stamps for a $2 shot, take them over there, and the grocery store would give them $3 in cash for it.
Right.
For $4 in food stamps. And then the grocery store would get $4 back.
Right.
You see the trickle up effect here?
well,
That's what was happening. So about that cashiers and screening those liquor bottles that coming through the grocery line. What'd you say about that?
I know some circumstances that I've witnessed locally, and it's been a while, where some would go to the grocery store and buy steaks
Yeah, they do that
and
now.
then turn around and
Sell the steaks.
I might buy a steak, then sell it to you
Yeah.
for $5, like 20 steaks, and then take that money to go buy my liquor and drugs.
So
and
all of that's
whatever
happened.
else.
Some states have it on the card where it's blocked. You can't purchase alcohol. It's blocked on the card. The other places, it's up to the retailer to make sure you don't. My only question is, now that we all do our own self checkout, those of us that do, you remember I fired myself for
Yes.
the way I treated myself for checking out?
Well, you can't
You
buy
can't-
liquor without it being approved at the self checkouts.
Right.
They come by to check your
Right.
ID supposedly.
So I would think that would stop
Yeah.
someone from using.
Well, a lot of the
But no,
food
not
items.
really, because here's what occurs there. The lady over there that's she looks at you and she just hits her little remote control device. And says, yeah, he's old enough.
Well,
They always check me, double
you
check my
have to
driver's
understand too that the registers are programmed. The food has barcodes on it,
license.
and they can throw something up there that's not covered by food stamps, and the register
Will it-
calculates
Will
that.
it bounce back?
Yes, it bounces back. In other words,
Well, that would be good.
you owe so much money for the things that are qualified, and then if you want this stuff over here, that's separate
Give
and
me
it
the
has to be
cash.
cash.
Okay. Well,
so
I hope that would be great if all of that's good in place.
not in all places, but in your big grocery stores, everything's programmed.
Well, that makes me feel a lot less better. I mean, a lot better.
I know
A lot more better.
I know at one time you could buy fully cooked food. I've seen it where they could, at one time they cut it back out. They could go over there to the Piggly Wiggly Deli and buy a plate.
Yeah.
And then take it to the checkout, and it would accept, and that doesn't do it anymore. They just did it for a limited time. And when they did cut it off, they got hot.
I'm not
Some
sure
of
I have a problem with that.
No.
With the I mean, it's food is food.
Right,
They're going to get it. It's
right.
probably going to be better than what they can get at home.
Probably. But
Well,
yeah, I remember at one time they were doing that. I mean, I ain't got a problem with it.
Well, Rayford, we all know no matter how many checks and balances, somebody's going to find a way to get around it.
Sure, they will.
They do.
Yep, it happens.
910-333-0139.
Coming up at 8 o'clock this morning, we're going to get the air cleared out here.
I don't
We're gonna-
understand
we're
what
gonna
we're
clear the
clearing.
air. I don't know. You were in on the conversation, right?
Yes, but we didn't go into
Okay.
explanation.
Anyway, there was an election 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Right? Municipal elections throughout Onslow County, and in one of the counties, I guess more publicity came out of that one city, little town there, Holly Ridge, than all of the others combined. And before the fact, during the fact, and after the fact, I guess things have sort of settled down. I haven't heard a whole lot.
Nothing's happened. I haven't heard anything since election.
Signs are down.
I don't even know who got elected.
It wasn't me.
It weren't me either.
Okay, so I'm good.
Yeah, there was a lot of
Anyway,
stuff being said, but
the mayor, who just we get it out, Mayor Pete, we call him,
right.
Mayor Pete Parnian. He was appointed to fill a vacancy on the town council several years
Correct.
ago, and then the mayor left, and he was then as a councilman was appointed to fill the vacancy of the mayor who left.
Correct.
So he had never run for election. I don't
Right.
think anywhere. I don't think he'd ever been in politics, had he?
I don't think so. I do not
think we
believe
asked
so.
him, but I don't
Yes.
know. Somebody told me. Anyway.
What did Dorothy win?
No.
No.
This Mayor Pete, he came on the show, did a great job on the
He
show.
did.
But I had at that time I said, regardless win, lose, or draw, I want to get you back in here to talk about something unrelated to
Yeah,
the
it's
election. and
interesting stuff.
Because he got some interesting stuff dating back to his days when he first came into this country.
Right.
And then the events that led up to it that immensely affected his family and, of course, him in Iran.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to ask him, is it Iran,
Yeah.
or what is it? You hear
I'd
it
like
all.
to know.
So, yeah,
That's
because
the same
I
thing.
could probably ask three people and get three different answers.
Yeah.
If he has
Yeah, like Ori.
It's like Rich.
It's not Ori, it's Ori.
Ori.
County.
Ori. See, I can't even get the slang right. Ori.
It's not slang.
Well, it's
Ori.
just like
That's the way.
it's just like
How do you
when I
pronounce your last name?
It's actually Barrows.
borrows.
How does everybody else pronounce it?
Barrows.
Okay, so you
I gave
understand.
up on it.
Kind of like barrel.
Well, that man from across the pond that
Yes.
Ori County is named after, he has
Ori.
not given up on how to
Ori.
correctly pronounce his name. It's Ori County.
Ori.
But a lot of them pronounce it Hoary County.
Yeah, well, they're the ones.
Yeah, I did one time, and he's not let me forget it. I
Anywho,
didn't know.
Mayor Pete's coming in here this morning.
Yes.
He called you, right?
Excuse me.
And
No, he texted me.
he
Yes.
made contact with you
Yes,
and
he
said, I'd
did.
like to clear the air.
Right.
So we're going to clear the air this
Yeah,
morning.
let 'em
We got a
talk.
good day to do it because it's beautiful.
right.
Okay.
Don't forget,
And off the top of that quarter till 8 this
favorite.
morning.
going to hear about tomorrow's big game. Cardinals are back on the field.
Yeah, after 2 weeks of furlough.
Second round of the
Hornets.
state 6A playoffs.
Hornet Central.
Hornet
Hornet.
Central.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hornets.
And I've already
Hornet.
bought my ticket. I sent you the link.
It's going to be a
Is it?
long ride for them.
Yes.
Can you go through
Tomorrow
the
night
Cardinals
going
now?
home?
Can you go through the Cardinal?
You go
High
to
school?
fan.
The The fan
dot
yeah.
huddle.com. I've already posted it online on our page. So go to our
And
page.
I've got
and
it
look
in
for
my
it.
email
Yes.
so I can find it
Yes.
I'll get my
sooner or
ticket.
later.
You don't need a ticket. You're going to be calling the game because if you don't call the game, I'm not going.
And if you don't call it right,
They're freebie.
we're going to test gravity.
If you've not heard Chris call the game, you are missing
Oh,
out.
you know what, folks? If you haven't even been to a Cardinal game this year, you should come along. You
Yes.
should just
Have
join us.
fun.
It's the first playoff of 4 games, and then a state champion.
Mhm.
I think that's the way it goes. So this is going to be the first of 4 to get us to the state.
And we're
So,
renting a
got
bus for the state championship.
And if we win every time we win a playoff game, we get to play here again the
That's
following
right.
week. Okay, so with any luck at all, we will play here for the next 4 nights, 4 Fridays.
Mhm.
Well, for 4 Fridays that they have games. One scheduled the day after Black Friday.
After Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Friday.
So we
yeah.
will have one at that time too.
They say
So full of
that
turkey.
for a high school football player and the coaches, they love to practice on Thanksgiving because that means they're in the game.
I
And they
remember
won't
that
be
in the
eating too much
past.
food either.
Well, I think they'll eat on Thanksgiving Day
Yeah.
between practices.
They better do it after
Just throw it up.
practices.
Throw up after you get through so you don't have it on hand the next day.
Amen on that.
Because they
Yeah.
put you to sleep.
Amen
Thanksgiving
on that.
lunch is going to,
Yeah, but I have a feeling the coaches do a great job of getting them awake.
That's why I don't eat turkey. I want a turkey will put me out like a lie. I
got
can
like
eat turkey and go
melatonin.
just
I'm not
sleep.
talking about wild turkey.
I
I'm
know
talking about.
I'm talking domestic turkey too.
Here
Or
we go.
I'm
turkeys
not
walking
talking
around.
about
Go with
domestic
the
or wild
roadkill.
I
turkey.
know.
I'm talking
But
about the other wild
Yeah,
turkey.
it'll put you to
Mm.
sleep.
Now you were slow this morning, weren't
Well,
you?
no, I'm a Buffalo
Sorry,
Trace
I
guy
knew
right
him.
now.
I had just
Perfect.
taken a sip of coffee when you
Yeah.
said I
I
was
knew
trying
it
not to
was
spit it out.
Picking on it about it.
Just Cardinal fans show out in force tomorrow
Are
night.
you red?
Absolutely.
The-
Bring your red.
The players need you, the cheerleaders, the band, the ball boy, they all need you.
Red underwear is
And with-
appropriate tomorrow.
Did you just back up and check and see if you had any
I'm just
on?
thinking what color socks I had. I've got Cardinal socks. I'll be wearing those.
Offshore, the weather
Oh,
conditions are beginning to improve today. Northwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots, gust up to 25 this morning, seas 3 to 5 feet, sounds and rivers choppy. Friday, tomorrow, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots in honor of the Cardinals, becoming northwesterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon, seas 2 to 3 feet near shore, seas around 2 feet in the morning. Then only 1 foot in the afternoon. So you ripple riders, you won't get hurt tomorrow. Go home out there. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon. Saturday, westerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Did you see the dirty looks I'm
Why are you
getting?
picking on surfers?
When they wait till they get 1
Ripple
foot, when they get
riders.
1 foot swells out there, they're not surfers.
They don't go out.
They're ripple riders.
Ripple rider.
We only
I
got.
don't waste my time.
That's right. Chris and I, we
I
only went
haven't
out
learned
during
that
hurricanes. We only went out during hurricanes. Today, sunny with a high near 66. Northwest wind 5 to 13 miles per hour
Yeah,
with gusts as
y'all
high
ain't
as
right.
22. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 36, light northwest wind. Friday, sunny with a high near 64. And Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 41, which means when we get to the stadium and the sun goes down, it's going to start getting a little chilly.
Rapidly.
And Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 71.
What time is sunset tomorrow?
Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't know.
Should be
I'd have to look.
509.
But usually about 6,
Oh,
something like
before
that,
that
close
now.
to
It'll be about
6.
5 o'clock. 5. It starts getting dark.
What's
Rapidly
today's
about 5.
All right.
We got 509 yesterday.
What
Because
is
I have to keep up with that.
Lee?
What?
What's today's heat
Hunters do.
index?
Well,
Because you got 30 minutes after
to get
sunset, the official sunset, to get out of the woods with your gun.
I have to keep up with it when I haul wide loads or oversized loads.
That too.
You really, and I try to get it through my crowd's head. It's not summer, folks. You don't have 12, 13 hours of daylight. You got,
No.
right now, you got
What's the
11.
problem? Because you got headlights, right?
Yeah, but the law says,
Well, but you got headlights.
can't help that.
Just turn your headlights on.
the law says
5:06 p.m.
5:06. Yesterday was
5:06 p.m.
5:09.
35 seconds.
So we lost 3 minutes from yesterday. Yesterday it
You
was 509.
gained 3 minutes of darkness.
Yeah.
All I know is
Or
I'm
you
putting up
lost
my
3
tree
extra
this
minutes
morning.
to sleep.
Or you lost 3 minutes of daylight. But yeah, I have to do that a lot.
506.
And when you make a run and you got to come this and that, and I said, look, you're not going to make it back.
Students at a Rhode Island high school where a teacher mocked Charlie Kirk after he was murdered during or launching a Turning Point USA chapter at that school in Rhode Island to promote conservative values and free expression on campus. The teacher, according to those ticked off students, made a TikTok post about how he has no remorse over Kirk and how he was a hateful person.
Oh,
After Kirk's September assassination, while he was speaking at Utah Valley University during his American comeback tour, social studies teacher Benjamin Philo posted a video online saying that Kirk, his words, hated the LGBTQ community and hated women's rights. Philo, who was placed on administrative leave after his video post, also said in a video that Kirk, his words again, thought he proved how tough he was with his words. What a piece of garbage. Look what happens. Bye, Charlie. Oh.
why you have to get my dander up?
Thank goodness that all those who teach our future leaders are not like this clown.
I saved a quote by Joe Rogan yesterday when I came across it. It was off of Fox News, and I just had to copy it, take a screenshot. But Joe Rogan said, "This is nuts." He warns that when people start rejoicing over someone's death, especially a public killing witnessed by the world and their family, it reflects a disturbing moral decline in our country.
You know,
Well said.
I can agree with that under most conditions. I will tell you that I am absolutely sure that if we had been around, that there are probably at least 3 of the 4 of us in here who would have rejoiced the day we found out that Adolf Hitler had been killed.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
Did anybody, and did you, to bring it to more modern times, a guy named Osama bin Laden, the day that Rob O'Neill popped him in his head, did anybody in here not say hallelujah?
yeah, but I
Oh,
feel like
words
it's
to
all
that effect.
completely
No,
different.
I said it was
I
about
did,
time. Yeah.
Well, I did, but I also did not say rest in peace
Mm-mm.
because where he went, you don't rest in peace.
You rest in a shark's belly for a little while, and then you know what happens.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I said it well, and that was my words. I remember it.
Rest
It's
in
about
pieces
time.
is okay.
Chum.
Rest in pieces.
Oh, pieces. Yeah.
Chum.
Grenades will do that to you
Bucket
too.
of chum.
The FBI got a call Sunday at that big old airport down there in Hotlanta, Hartsfield, Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
A loaded gun magazine
Uh-oh.
found on a Frontier Airlines plane by the staff. Just after 4:30 in the afternoon, officers assigned to the airport responded to a call about a magazine found near Frontier Airlines Gate C6 in Concourse C, according to a news release. A passenger on the Airbus A320 aircraft discovered what appeared to be I'm going to tell you what it was. A loaded magazine, had 10 hollow point rounds of some caliber, I don't know, near seat 7A. The magazine was marked with the initials KH, found during boarding for a turnaround flight to Cincinnati. I don't know how did it get on there? First of all, I can't get through a football stadium with a magazine loaded or unloaded in my pocket. There are metal detectors out there, and those things have got metal in them.
Don't we know?
We do know. But I don't quite, whatever. So anyway, the FBI is having to spend a lot of time investigating, trying to find out who KH was or is. I'm assuming that the first thing they did was took the manifesto, the airline tickets, and matched up names. Anybody with the name KH on there, the initials? That would be my first stop.
Ruh-roh.
Maybe honestly, it's easy enough if you carry a gun, it's easy enough to accidentally have a bullet or a magazine or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're going on an airplane, for God's sakes, check everything you got. How many times have I turned around from at the courthouse as I walk up there and I go through my pocket? Oh, dadgummit, I got to walk all the way back to the car
I know,
before I ever got there to go put a pocket knife or a Leatherman or an extra set of keys.
Yes.
I forget when I'm going to the gate. Oh my God, I have brought my pistol with me. I hope to God they don't check me today. And I have sat there and just about sweated.
Yeah.
But I'm lucky.
Going to the airport, folks, I would hope that you guys will be a little bit more careful than that.
Well, can I piggyback off your story? Yesterday, a story came out because the Supreme Court, I believe, stuck with Trump's rule. I don't want to say ruling, but his feelings about passports and LGBTQY things. Well, anyway, long story short, the story came out is that the community wants to be able to have on their passports what they are.
Right.
And understand that
what they are.
Well, I think
whether they're gay or not.
Yeah. So
they really want to have that on the passport.
Yeah, because they say
they think that guarantees them better privileges or more privileges.
Well,
first class
in the story, the story when they interviewed him, what they interviewed the person was, if we go to a country that does not accept our way of life, we could be in danger.
Yeah, well, don't go.
But here's that's the easiest way. But
I'm not going to Venezuela because I know
the bottom line is, and I am heterosexual. Let's make it clear about the skirts and everything else.
So a lot of Scots wear skirts too. It's okay.
Thank you,
man.
Guilt.
So is Roman Reigns' number one enemy.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I am a man. I was born a man. And I am a man. You were born a woman.
Amen.
You were born a man, born a man.
Yeah,
so, but if that's your choosing, then that's the lifestyle you choose. More power to you.
What's that got to do with my passport?
Because on your passport, that's what I was just checking, my passport. So it does have an M on there for male.
Yes, it does.
And would have an F for Lee as a female.
Mm-hmm.
If you're lesbian, you're still a female.
You're going to have an L on there?
But that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, how do you go with all these different?
And again,
why?
Let me be the lawyer in the room for a minute. Okay. Does that not open up everybody at TSA who's inspecting these things and says, "Okay, LGBTQ, we got to make sure"? No, they're going to check you anyway. But he just put me under extra scrutiny because he saw that I was LGBTQ, and I'm going to sue him.
And that is
exactly what would occur. This is a setup, y'all.
Well, I noticed that was part of their argument. The people that they interviewed, that was part of their argument is we are going to be discriminated against. It's not going to be safe for us to fly. Personally, here's my deal. Whatever you do behind closed doors, open air, whatever, not as long as I don't have to expose my grandchildren. To each your own. Mm-hmm. But when you have an ID, your driver's license, in case you have to show your driver's license to somebody of law enforcement.
Don't care what you are.
It's who you are. Mm-hmm. It doesn't say what your sexual preference is. And
I mean,
how would you?
Let me just go back.
How would you put trans? How would you put trans on there? I'm just
confused.
Well, that's your sexual preference. What has that got to do with your identity? I'm sorry.
Okay, now let's go back a few years. There was a guy in Wilmington. They had him under arrest for whatever this crime was, and they had him over at the hospital, and he escaped. He had been transported to the hospital, and they make you take handcuffs off when you're being examined over there, unless you're a murderer or whatever, and the cops won't do it. But he was under escort, and he bolted, took off.
Nice.
They put out. Now, this was during the AIDS epidemic and it was an epidemic.
It was.
And the dispatch put out, be on the lookout for a yada, 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 a description. And he has AIDS. In other words, be careful, y'all.
Yeah.
It's kind of like he
Right.
has a gun.
Right.
He's got a
yes.
knife. He's got a grenade.
Mm-hmm.
And he has AIDS, and he likes to bite people. That was one of the, had been arrested for assault because he bit people. Why would you not want to warn the cops? Well, it's an open channel. Everybody hears all the scanner traffic that's going on. The LGBT community raised holy Cain because the police department put out that description. That was a protest. What else would you do? Should the gun community, would you think that I, as a supporter of the Second Amendment, do you think that I would be upset if the police dispatcher put out the word that be on the lookout for this guy who likes to speed in school zones and he's got a gun? Mm-hmm. Do you think that I would be upset if that was the case? No, absolutely not. I support that description in a heartbeat. It's a warning, y'all. That's all it is.
I mean, I
Idiots.
don't that whole story is crazy. I mean, I'm a straight white woman. I
Mhm.
like males. That's my
Thank
preference.
Plural.
I don't have anything against anybody who chooses very dear friends that live a different lifestyle. Okay? It
We
has
make fun of
nothing
it.
to do what they do behind doors. I love them as people.
Mhm.
But, I mean, to me, putting your sexual preference on an ID, I don't see where that's necessary. What's next? Shoe size?
Yeah.
I mean, what am I supposed to put on mine? Straight white woman? Size 8
No,
shoes?
you-
I mean,
Well, according to the Supreme Court, you would put F, female.
Yeah.
We would put M, the three of us, as males.
But gay women are female.
Yeah,
Oh, he's thinking about that one.
Gay women are
female.
Yeah.
Well, it
I
says
mean,
No, okay, gay women are female. Yeah.
lesbians
No,
are
no, I-
female, right?
Lesbians, I understand, but the trans, so that you have a transgender.
Yeah, a trans man, a trans
So what do you put down
well,
there?
put
Exactly.
IDK.
I don't know.
I don't know.
How about
Well, how about the
WC?
old time?
Who cares?
How about the old timey
Huh?
saying? We
Yeah.
didn't call them trans. We just called them he, she's, or she, he's. I mean, it's
Well, I think then you
can't
get
say that
you
now.
get
but-
into issues at the airport with the TSA agents who, I've got a bum knee, but I got metal in my
Yeah, we
knee or
got-
something like this, and
It's Steve Cullen.
someone's who's going to pat you down?
That is a problem.
I
That's
still-
seriously, I'm
That's
serious. I know.
apparently is
It is
still
a
a problem.
I
That's-
stuff keys and stuff in my
Yeah.
pocket just begging for a pat down. It never works. I go through the metal detector at Jacksonville and it beep beep. I said, "You want to pat me
Okay,
down?"
I'm looking for a call with someone with some common sense. Steve, are
Hello,
you
Steve.
Are you that
I'm
person?
so sorry, my friend. You
Yeah.
have crapped out on that call.
We kind of got that.
Lord help me, Steve.
I mean,
I wanted to call and just change the subject because
That's
y'all
good,
really
thank
make
you.
my eggs taste bad.
Sorry, Steve.
you had them in the refrigerator too long. That's what's wrong with your eggs.
You're right about that. You're right about that. Coat them with oil and leave them on the shelf.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
We're
an
talking
old timey red way
What are we
too.
talking about?
Coating
Yeah,
eggs.
I know about that.
Eggs?
About that big.
Coat them with oil and
Instead of putting them in the refrigerator, you coated them in oil. Just leave them out
10W40 or what?
and whatever you want. Motor
Good
oil, Quaker
Lord.
steak.
This morning
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
gone to the chickens.
Tell them why, Tim.
It preserves them. And when you put them in the refrigerator, an egg won't last about 2 months at max.
Well, why would you want one to last more than 2 months?
Well, yeah, but
What
some
happened?
people don't eat that many eggs. But go
Well,
ahead.
then buy
Steve.
about a half dozen.
When an egg comes out naturally, it has a coating on it that
Has a
people
coating.
wash off.
Yeah,
Right.
they should not.
And
Don't.
what
You
that
should.
what that coating does is it keeps air from penetrating the shell of the egg
Shell.
because
Yeah.
the shell of the egg is actually porous.
I always wondered
So if you
that.
put vegetable oil on it, you simulate that
That coating.
embryotic fluid,
Oh, God.
and it won't let the air pass through the egg. And they say they'll stay stable for up to a year, just sitting on the shelf that way.
Ah,
I have never.
Oh, that's good to know because that way last year's Easter eggs that I find next year will be okay. Good.
I mean,
Excellent.
I've
Yeah,
never
go ahead,
tried
Nancy.
that.
Give a break.
But that's what I always heard.
Okay, let's get back to the subject you wanted to change to. Whatever it was,
Okay.
I don't care.
Actually, I wasn't going to change. I was just picking. I just had a comment on what you were talking about.
Okay.
I try to think outside the box on some things. I can imagine it would be problematic if a fully transgender person showed up as a female, but their passport says they're a male.
Yep.
That's probably going to be problematic for them at customs.
You're talking about post-op, right?
Right.
Yeah.
If they are surgically been altered, and
At that point in time, I think there is a provision for them to have their passport, IDs, driver's license, and other things changed.
Right.
That's what I was going to say. Most of those people go before a judge to have their name changed. Why couldn't we just add that in there with it that the judge signs off on that as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
That's a common sense way of doing it. And now, why don't you join the government and make it hard?
Right. I ain't gonna get many donors being all simplified like that.
No, you won't. Probably not. Too easy, dude. Too easy. We need something complicated.
Yeah.
Well.
But yeah, honestly, man, I'm a live and let live type of person.
Yeah.
I don't understand the whole sexual orientation being on there, and I don't know if that's really. I hadn't heard that part before. I heard a little bit about it. I hadn't really dug in deep. I kind of heard the tagline come up, about them saying that they wanted their birth gender put on their passport.
I'll double check, Steve, but I think they want how they identify on there.
That's what they want on there. That's what the community wants.
Identify as a cat.
I heard transgender when I heard the story come across, but like I said, I didn't dig into it deep. I didn't hear that second part. That
the transgender is just when they identify as, not when they've been surgically altered to be. I think that's what I think that's what they're talking about. Because if I choose to wear a dress today, I get to wear a skirt today. I get to wear a skirt today and look like a woman. Then that should be available.
You're not fully transitioned,
right?
That you are partially transitioned.
Yes,
so I don't know where that line's drawn. I'm not into that type of lifestyle, so I'm kind of a little bit ignorant to it.
Yeah, where it says sex, then they just put on maybe.
Sometimes
the box ain't big enough for me when they
occasionally
put sex, because every chance
you advertise
every chance I get.
God,
what if I identify as a cat?
Well,
they put a picture of a cat on there.
Well, just don't fly nowhere.
Well,
that's where we lock you away.
Yeah.
But I agree. I mean, the word trans means transitioning, and after you, in my opinion, after you have post-op or whatever you have, you're no longer trans. You have transitioned over.
You have become something else.
If you were a man, you were now a female. If you were a female, now you're a male. That's the way I look at it. This is the
world according to the Donkey Man.
Yeah, to the jackass.
I was going to say, I agree with you there, but both of our opinions don't necessarily.
They ain't going to count.
No more than mine. It don't.
It don't necessarily, solidify what the meaning of trans is. So,
well, me being a truck,
especially with both of us who probably don't know very much about them.
No.
We wouldn't be official on that, but I understand your logic. I don't dispute your logic.
Well, it's just like me being a truck driver. I'm about as simple as you can get, so I try to simplify things.
Keep it between the ditches, and you're good.
Between the ditches, and you're all right. And
off the sidewalks.
Problems come up every day. And we even had one yesterday. I'll get into that later, but I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's the way I think it should be. But it don't matter, because one could walk in around me tomorrow and tell me I was just as crazy as I could be.
Well, it won't be the first time.
It would not be the first time.
I'm guilty.
I get told I'm crazy about 3-4 times a week. So
and that's why people who like it.
Yeah. Sometimes the world's more complicated than our perception.
Why?
And
so there's the $1,000,000
I've heard a lot of
question.
people say. I've heard a lot of people say that God made a man and a woman, and that's it.
Yeah. Well,
and I can't dispute that. I don't know what God actually done. I won't there, but the reality is that you can check the stats on it. It's 1 in 1,000 or 10,000 births. The hospital has to call in what's called a gender specialist because the doctors and nurses there cannot determine if the child is male or female. And sometimes they have to do DNA tests, and it may come out 51% male, 49% female.
Yep.
And this happens a lot in this world. There are millions of people that are born this way.
Yeah.
And in the United States, when they do that, the parents get to decide, okay, well, we're going, this child's going to be a male. And then they surgically alter that baby to be male.
Uh-huh.
But what they don't do, if you've got that big a variation in the physical form, what about inside somebody's head and the way they think?
Exactly.
Yes.
You could have made that kid a 51% male, made them surgically altered them to make them look like a male, but in their head they're a female. So it's much more complicated than I can even wrap my head around.
I think I want some breakfast.
I know. I was just thinking about bacon when he
I'm
started
thinking
talking about eggs.
steak and eggs, but
Yeah, I was thinking, you're right.
But I mean, the fact that there is such a thing as a gender specialist should, debunk the whole thing about that, there's only males and females.
Right.
maybe we just do away with the gender specialist.
You got some born that are hermaphrodite. I can't even say it.
Right.
That's
what you're talking.
It's time for sports.
Actually, it's morphodite.
Hermaphrodite.
It's a morphodite. That's someone. A morphodite is someone with a little bit of both and not enough of either.
Right.
Right, and that happens a lot more than people realize.
That's a good way to put it, there, Chris.
Yeah, that's pretty
Chris.
good. So here's my big question: is why do we even need if you're a male or a female anyway? Why do we need to have that information on?
Oh, you mean on the ID?
Passport?
On the ID?
On any ID?
Yeah.
If it's got your picture, why does it have to say whether you're a male or a female?
Because it's easy enough to dress accordingly.
Yeah.
Any way you want.
Just do like the other.
Look at the female impersonators.
Well, Steve, think about this. As I just mentioned a little while ago, you go through TSA. I set it off all the time because of my crucifix I wear around my neck and my metal knee. If I'm not what I am, and I am what I am, who's gonna frisk me?
Right.
Because they have female TSAs that do the females, and males do the males.
Put your left leg in, you take your left leg out.
I mean, I get that's a valid question how you would cross that bridge, but
Right.
that seems like a more simple question to answer than the opposing question.
At 8 o'clock this morning, we got a gentleman here. He's part of the government. Okay, he's a government man. So at 8 o'clock this morning, we're going to let him make the call. Okay,
No, don't.
and it'll
do
be
it.
law from that point in time on.
No, don't do it. Don't put that on him.
Poor guy.
Well, like I say, I'm about being accommodating up to a certain point.
I agree.
For
Yes.
everybody. If it doesn't bother anybody, then let people have be the way they want to be.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
But it is complicated. It is a complicated thing that borders to navigate to figure out how we're going to do this or how we're going to do that. So I understand.
Here's the problem that I've got. They're trying to make a set of rules that impact a very small number of people, but that set of rules has to be followed by everybody.
Yeah.
Well, it was the Supreme Court who upheld the decision by the president, however he did it. But and that was the issue facing them is they didn't like the decision.
So who brought this up? You?
Lee did.
No, I had nothing to do with this.
And some
I remember who brought it up, but
I'm ready for sports.
Steve.
Well, he just gave himself away, didn't he, Steve? Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Appreciate it,
Great
bud.
conversation.
Yeah, thanks
You
for
keep
really-
boiling them eggs.
You keep messing up the confusing our system.
We are.
It's a Papa Top time. Where is
Yes,
our
it
Papa Top?
is. Yeah, he's probably
Pop.
waiting for-
Hello, Pop. Pop. Where are you, Pop? Papa Top time. Go ahead, give the cue. Maybe he'll call in.
Oh, there he is right there.
By the way, I am calling it a game.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
I am calling it a game tomorrow.
You are calling the game tomorrow.
Yes.
Yay.
Just got notified.
You were, or
You were told.
So happy.
You were told you were calling the game.
So Chris, the other Chris, We got Chris.
Please help us, Chris.
Mr. Miller, I would say CM, but you both got the initial CM. That really confuses us even more.
Well, this is
Well, we can do-
the one and only sports editor.
Just
with
call
the
him
Daily News.
SE, right?
Sports Chris.
Right.
Sports editor.
Of course, we can't say that because he's the announcer to call it. He can be called Sports Chris too. So let's just make it more
I'm going to turn your
complicated.
mic off in a minute.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
I'm working on you,
Good
buddy.
morning, my friends.
How are
Good
you?
morning, my friends.
Good morning,
How's everybody
Chris.
doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
We're good. We're getting excited. Tomorrow night's a big night.
We're good.
Yeah, you should. And hey, but my friend Chris Marks, I do have a question. So what's this whole ordeal with the skirt thing? Can you fill us in more about the skirt thing?
The tutu.
Okay, so during the Veterans Day parade,
Yeah.
driving the Crime Stopper car, we
Yeah.
had the red, white, and blue flag at the on the front of the vehicle.
It looks like a skirt.
Looks like it's a
It's a
skirt,
scallop, yeah.
scallop skirt, and somewhere in the parade it got lost, and
He lost his skirt.
So Chris Miller was out there along the parade route. He picked it up, and now he is wearing it around the Daily News sports room. Is that what it is?
I didn't say that, but if he's down on the field tomorrow night with it on,
Okay.
there's a chance that he may get.
There might be a $20 bill in it for you if you do.
There will be
Well,
pictures.
Mr. Marks,
Yes, Chris.
I will say this. Karma has a funny way of getting people back. This is what you get for giving me a hard time about my long shorts at football games.
I apologize for that. I did a public apology for that.
Yeah, karma.
Had long shorts. We call them gauchos when I was
Skirt
growing
karma.
up.
Okay.
Saying I'm
Now, I
sorry.
will say this, but
Sign of weakness.
I will say this though, that I think I'm safe Friday night from getting called out by Mr. Marks again, because I'm actually going to be going to the Northside game.
What?
They're
boy.
at home on Friday night, and then
What?
well, the thought process is that Northside will be at home, and if they win, then Jackson won't be at home throughout the playoffs, so that'll give me a chance to cover Northside one time, because if Jacksonville wins, then they'll still be at home the next couple weeks, so I can get Northside and then see the Cardinals maybe the following week or so.
Well, I got somebody else that's going to be standing in for you down at the field.
Do we need to send you the scores?
KB4BI. I'm going to have him come down there, and you can call out Mr.
Yeah,
Miller.
any updates from parents, coaches, y'all?
We do.
Chris, I know you're not going to be too busy on Friday night.
No. I'm free.
Cheap.
But,
Not
yeah,
You're cheap too. Yes,
Buy him a
I think the
skirt.
Cardinals will have a chance to do well, and if they play well, they didn't play last week, Rayford, so you must be going through some withdrawal.
I am,
It was nice.
but I
to
had hot
see.
chocolate in their honor. I didn't have any popcorn though.
I gotta write that down on my list for today.
What was really in that hot chocolate though?
Lots of chocolate. Two different kinds of chocolate, by the way.
Marshmallows.
turkey chocolate.
Chris, I just want to say it was nice having you up in the press box last 2 weeks ago when you popped in.
It won't happen this
Yeah.
week.
No, but I have friends over at Northside that can also say, and we want to welcome from the Jacksonville Daily News, big hand for Chris Miller.
Tell you what, I'll get you to record that. We'll send it over there.
Yeah.
I can hack their
Yeah,
system.
I'll be sure to tell Tim Foster not to give me a shout out at
Well,
Northside.
yeah, you remember
Tim's gonna be
What,
doing
you
that.
think you got some in with him or something, huh? Do you?
Chris-
Family ties?
He actually tolerated it for 10 years in the stadium, at the football stadium, and in the basketball gym when he was there. So
There you go. All right, what are your predictions for tomorrow night for the Cardinals?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Your predictions for the score for tomorrow night for the Cardinals. How bad?
I say 35-14. But they need to play well, and they need to play well. But I think they're going to be something that fits the play. It always is pretty difficult when you don't play for a week. Hey, look, it's going to be cold, so bundle up and you stay warm. But that's what makes this time of year so fun. Is these games really are fun, but it gets really cold, and so it should be a lot of fun. But hey, Lee, I did want to mention thanks for sharing that Jacksonville soccer story.
That was a great story.
Speaking of fun, that was a very fun story, and
The hair.
very outside the box, and
people really enjoyed that. So I appreciate I appreciate people giving it a read and supporting the kids.
Right. It was a great story, and I was telling Rayford about it. He's like, hair, what? And one soccer player, he had some hair. It was cool. It was a good story, Chris.
Good.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
All right. So, who any predictions about who we will play next week after tomorrow night's win?
I can pull that up here in 1 second.
Okay.
If the Cardinals win, they will play the Green Bay Packers in the third round.
Oh, those poor Packers! They got a lot to lose.
Yeah, but the thing is, the fans on the other side, that bleacher on the visitor side would be packed because Packer fans go everywhere. Yeah. So it'd be a lot of yellow towels and stuff. So we need to bring our red towels.
We're gonna throw the yellow towels out there for them. They're called handkerchiefs. I'm gonna throw a lot of them on the field.
Please warn the refs.
I've ordered a ton of those things. I got 2 rows coming.
Chris, how does the game tomorrow night with Northside look? What's your prediction on that?
Well, I think Northside is playing a school called Person High School, Person,
Yeah.
Person High School.
Mm-hmm.
So Northside, they also didn't play last week. So I think they're going to be excited to play. They're coming off a loss to Havelock a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be excited to play, and I expect those guys to play with a little bit of meanness.
I suspect that they will go for it. Yes.
Well, we saw that when they played Jacksonville. Boy, they were tough.
They were
They tough.
forced to be reckoned with for sure.
Yes.
Chris,
But
do we have one more county school also playing still?
yes, we have Dixon and we have White Oak.
Yep.
The cool thing about Dixon and White Oak is Dixon, they won their playoff game last week.
Mm-hmm.
First time in Dixon high school football history that they won a playoff game.
Really?
Congratulations,
And wasn't it
Dixon.
double overtime, Chris?
Yeah, double overtime, 58-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their star player JJ Goulet rushed for over 400 yards and scored 7 touchdowns.
Wow.
Yeah, and then White Oak they won their game 32-22 at Eastern Guilford last week, and that was the first time the Vikings won a playoff football game since 2004. So it's been a pretty cool year for high school football, and it really means a lot to these communities, and they're it's an exciting time for sure.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Very
And
good.
folks,
Very
regardless of who your team is, if one of your teams, if your team is in any of the playoffs, go. If you don't have a team here in Onslow County in the playoff, pick a team, pick somebody to go see. If it's Jacksonville, cool, we welcome you. Just sit on the Jacksonville side.
Go Dixon.
Yeah.
Proud of Dixon.
Just
Well, and unfortunately, you don't get a lot of that. And I'm just going to speak the truth. And Chris, you'll probably know where I'm going with this. But unfortunately, if you have Jacksonville High School just because they don't because their team's not in. And what really kind of under my skin is again, you can't look 6 months ahead of what's going on. You can't predict the future. But if you know Jacksonville High School has a chance to go pretty far in the playoffs, I would appreciate other schools, and maybe not, maybe moving their basketball games from Friday to a Thursday. And I know that's a little bit inconvenient and everything, but if your basketball teams were in the deep in the playoffs, you would want other schools' baseball teams and soccer teams and so on and so forth. You would want them. The teams that are playing deserve the spotlight by themselves. They don't. They don't deserve to have to share it. And I've always thought that was unfair. So I know there's probably not much you can do. Maybe the county athletic director, wink, wink, hint, hint, Tim can can say a few things. But I always think it's
okay.
I was kind of pushing for other schools.
For tomorrow night, Lee will be furnishing you with updates so you can advise the people over there what's going on. How's that? She'll send it over to Tim as well. Okay. Chris, thank you. We do appreciate your time, of course, this morning, and we'll be thinking of you tomorrow night. Yeah, Chris, as in Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller will be thinking of you tomorrow night.
And I'll be in touch with you.
I appreciate it, my friend.
You got it.
Yeah, it'll be Chris to Chris, Chris to Chris. You there? All right. All right, we'll see you then.
Thanks, Chris.
Timmy, you're getting ready to run off.
I got to go.
You got to go.
I got to go to Wilmington.
Oh, boy. I'm so sorry.
Me too.
Yeah, I canceled an appointment yesterday. I had something else dealing
It's
with.
hard for me. I'm going to having to go to my endocrinologist, and that's one
Yeah,
appointment.
I can't even pronounce it.
It took me a while.
I just go to the doctor.
But I enjoyed it. I'll be back the 18th.
Okay.
I'm
That's
off
like
the
next week.
18th. Yep, next
Very
week.
good.
And I enjoyed it. Y'all be good.
Nope.
People I talk to sometime, they listen to the show
I know
all
they do.
around. It's great.
I know they do.
I'm tickled for them.
Keep listening. We might have some other things that we want to be
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about.
And,
Thank you,
but
Tim.
y'all be good.
Thank you.
All right.
And coming up in just a minute or so, we
Yes.
got a young man that
Yes.
met him the first time a couple of years ago, I think, and I'm not sure I met him in the Bee Festival. I know
Yes,
again, but
we
we
did.
had met him. We met him in a meeting before the Bee Festival, right?
He was a councilman at the time
Yes,
we
he
met
was.
him at the Bee
He
Festival.
was, and now his honor, the mayor of Holly Ridge, is in the house. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good
Congratulations.
Morning, Mayor.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
We do appreciate you coming in. So
Well, thank
I'd
you.
ask you at the last time when we were talking about issues last time, so we want to just kind of stick with that. But you brought up a couple things and I know you may want to do something else today, but I still want to get you in here to talk
Yes.
about life in the old country, shall we say, and then after the old country, because
Okay.
you piqued my interest with that with some of the stuff with the stories of the
For a
family,
long
and
time
whatever. Yeah, long, quite a while ago.
Right.
Let me move this microphone a little bit for you. There we go. They pick up really well when you work close to them.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
try.
It
That
keeps-
Good to see you all.
Good
Good
to
to
see
see
you.
you.
It keeps Lee's noise from getting into your microphone.
Okay.
You know how it is. Oh, she just loves me so much. Those daggers are there coming my way. Meow.
Remember, I did.
Congratulations. 2 weeks ago and 2 weeks and a couple of days ago.
A week ago.
Was it,
A week, a
was it
couple
last
of
week?
A week and 2 days ago. Yeah.
Was
On
it
the
last-
4th.
Seems like it was a month.
Oh,
I thought
God.
it was 2
Oh
weeks ago.
my gosh!
It's been a long campaign.
What an election season.
Holy mackerel. Well, there are 5 cities, 5 municipalities here in Onslow County. All of them had elections.
Right.
And 4 of those municipalities are similar in size. One of them is much smaller, North Topsail Beach. That's the newest city in the county. But the others are all pretty same size, been around for a while. Holly
Yeah,
Ridge and
A little
everybody.
bit.
You guys got a lot of attention. There were more issues that popped up, and then other stuff that popped up. But we tried to stick with issues. That's all I cared about.
Okay.
Mhm.
But I guess you sent Lee a note. Said you'd like to clear the air. I think is the word she used.
I just, since the last talked, and I know you have had a couple of interviews regarding Holly Ridge. It's been really an honor to get elected. I was appointed last time.
Yep.
From the council to the mayor, and we have a lot of plans. We have now a strategic plan and long-term budgeting and so forth. A lot to do.
Mhm.
My message was we want to complete some of the things we have started, and the message was, I guess, received well by most of the voters and resonated with them in terms of where we're going. There were 2 distinct directions for the town,
Okay.
and the voter chose our message.
Okay. Inside it, I know you were close to whatever all the issues were. The one issue that popped up that it made headlines and this and that and whatever that resonated was the issue of annexation.
Right.
Annexing I forgot how many, anyway, a big chunk of land,
Right.
which would, in effect, the land size would double the land size of the current town limits of Holly Ridge.
Correct.
Right? Okay. So that's a significant increase in land there. Doesn't mean the town's going to be double the size.
That's correct. And that was obviously, the annexation is the first step. There were 2 areas. One is an industrial area, and one is a residential area. A developer
Are they
came,
the same piece of land?
no,
Okay, so
Different
two
pieces of
different
land.
pieces of land.
yes.
All right, the
There's
land
the-
area, the land for the industrial area, I don't think I heard any.
Well, we haven't gone far. We haven't gone far enough with that.
Okay,
A developer came to us with the land that they had worked out with UNWASA and Jacksonville Economic Development, and brought a proposal to us to build housing there.
Mhm.
And that generated, of course, at that time, the paperwork wasn't complete, so we still had to bring the papers to the council. It generated a lot of negative, negative views from the citizens, and it got hyped up, but because it was in the middle of an election or in the beginning of an election, and became an election issue,
which you would.
which you would expect. And then it ended up having lots and lots of discussion and misinformation and so forth. And I'm happy to talk more detail about it. But anyway, so the idea was, and the idea still is, when the developer comes back with a proposal to build what they call workforce housing, because that area is deeded as workforce housing, and also out of the 1,200, dedicate 400 acres of it to town as a national park.
Okay, let me try to get the definition here. Workforce housing.
Right.
That's housing that is meant to be like a barracks or.
No. So you can call it affordable housing. We have, if you look at the distribution of housing prices, between 200 to 450,000, that range.
Mhm.
Average housing in North Carolina, average house price is about 300,000.
Mhm.
And we're not talking about the top end of 450 plus, and we're not talking about the low end of 200 below. We are talking about a range of 200 to 450. And right now in Onslaught County, as I'm sure you know, we have about 12,000 unit shortage
We
of
do.
what they call affordable housing. Across North Carolina, we have 800,000 shortage of
Mhm.
what they call affordable housing. Now, if you look at the population distribution, most people fall in that range where they can afford that, what they call affordable housing, as opposed to top end or public housing or trailers and so forth that are on the low end. So it is the right, right approach to deal with the shortage. Of course, again, the plan was a 10 to 12 year period. So nothing is going to happen immediately. When the industrial park is built, it's going to create 3,000 jobs. And the idea was, when Jacksonville Economic Development put this concept together, the idea was people that work in the campus industrial campus, 3,000 jobs, they have families and so forth for them to live near where they work.
Mhm.
Right now in Holly Ridge, we have areas and industries and shops and businesses that have their people living in Sneed's Ferry or live further out in order to afford it. And the market requires, to satisfy that shortage, both from the county perspective and the town perspective. Again, this was a very long-term plan, but all the hype around it created a lot of fear that, all of a sudden 5,000 cars are going to appear on the roads, and, there's going to be 5,000, 10,000 students in schools and so forth. So, it's a long-term process. We take it one step at a time. If the plan gets approved by the council, probably the first home is going to be probably in 3 years. And of course, they need infrastructure, they need water, they need sewer. All of those are things that are going to happen based on a sequence and the demand. And
I would assume that if they build a house in within 3 years, or the first house is built in 3 years, that it would not be just one that would be built,
no,
because they would, if they're trying to furnish water
Right.
to one house,
no,
somebody's going to have to pay a lot of money for
Right.
that.
it'd be about 200 to 250 homes a year,
Mhm.
and the subsequent years, because they build in groups. And I'll talk about the infrastructure became the big issue, and everybody was complaining about why we don't have the infrastructure. And I'm happy to talk about that if you want me to.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Go right ahead.
Let me get back to that.
Sure.
The houses that you're going to build the houses, or somebody's going to build the homes, and there would be up to 250 or so estimated per year.
Estimate,
Whenever.
right.
Okay, so but obviously you'd put the infrastructure in. Would there be? Is there a demand for those homes now for the industrial area that you have? Is there such a demand, or do you know?
No, I do not know the exact
Okay.
demand. We know we have shortage in the area.
Sure.
North Carolina, eastern side of North Carolina, especially where we are, is a very popular area. We have had about 5 to 7% growth every year. People are migrating from all over the country, from north, even from Florida and from inner country states. And the growth demands that we have housing. Right now, we really don't have affordable housing in Holly Ridge. And
What is the median price of a home? Because they're on the tax books. You
Right
probably
now?
know that. Yeah, what's the median
yeah,
price
about
of a home?
380,000
That's in Holly
but
Ridge itself.
in Holly Ridge, but it's skewed because of some of the high-end neighborhoods.
Yeah, some of them got a $500,000 or $1 million homes in it, I presume, right?
Right. There are different opinions about we should only build high-end or do this and that, but the demand, 65% of the population falls within that range that I talked about.
Yeah.
So you can't cater to the top 10% that can afford 600,000, 700,000, 800,000 homes.
So these are homes not going to be for like low rent type housing homes.
They are
right?
not. They are going to be townhouses, bungalows, and so forth. And this tract of land goes across 2 counties. And the idea is, again, later on, it takes many years, for the west end of that tract is going to end up being in Pender County. And that part,
That
at
adds
least
some
they. Yeah, and right now for 2 counties,
Yep.
Pender
Right.
County and Onslow County, and we have never been part anything but Onslow County. But if we annex this whole property, which is going to again take many years, a part of the land is going to be in Pender County.
How does Pender County feel about that?
I don't know. We
Oh,
have not
okay.
gotten to the point to say. There has been so much just battle on
I can see
the.
a civil war coming.
Well, no, I mean, Pender County is pro-growth.
Mhm.
Hopefully, they have a new administration. Part of my job in the face of town is to start making connection. This thing got so much out of hand that we're just trying to breed right now. Just try to.
Mayor Pete, I've got a question for you. You bring up a good point. How many council members are there?
There are 5 council members.
Okay, so as mayor, if I understand politics the way I believe I do, if someone comes for the council, they vote on it. There's a good chance it's going to be.
They are elected.
They're elected, but if something comes to the council
Right.
for approval, 3-2 wins.
Yes.
You don't have a vote in it until you have to break a tie. And if
That's
you've got
correct.
5 council members,
You're not going to have a tie.
you're not going to have a tie.
Unless somebody's out having a baby.
So basically, that's what I just wanted to say.
Well, there's a case that,
Or abstain.
for example, we now have our fire chief
Mhm.
as council-elect.
Right.
So let's say he's on the council,
Right.
and we have, 5 council members. Let's say an issue comes up that we have to decide about fire department. He abstains from voting. So we have 4 council members. In case there's a tie, the mayor does tiebreak.
Right.
Our type of government in Holly Ridge is what they call council manager. So the mayor really doesn't have any role. The role of this is what I've never was a mayor before. So based on my discussion with other mayors and so forth, the mayor's job is really to be the face of town to outside entities as well as to representing the council. The council make a decision, I execute it along with the town manager. But there are ideas that mayors bring to the council.
Oh, sure.
Let's do X, let's do Y, but the council is the ultimate decision maker.
Yeah, the mayors generally will have ideas because they want to kind of lead the council.
Right.
That's what they were elected for, is to put forth your ideas, or as a mayor, put forth the ideas. And that kind of leads the way things are going quite often.
Right.
But there are other individual council members that do the same thing.
Right.
And they all had the same abilities to do that.
They obviously have the freedom to do it. I was fortunate and had the luxury of time. And what I did during the past year, things that have never been done before, like, going and introduce the town at every level of government. Of course, there were more contact at Onslow County than at the state level with Senator Lazara and more Carson Smith, and then at the federal level with Senator Tillis, Senator Bott, and Congressman Murphy. So those are the things that have never been done before. And I try to at least make the contact to put Holly Ridge on the map. Because of this growth potential that we have, you're right, we're going to expand the size. But when you look at the economic development that Jacksonville Economic Development provided us with their economic development growth, our current size of economy about 600 million, and the projections are at the end of this total project, we're going to grow our economy by $1.5 billion.
Wow.
And that generates roughly additional $12 to $14 million in tax revenue back to town, which is roughly about 3 times as much tax benefit that we would get. But again, all of these take a long time. It's
Sure.
a gradual process.
So do you anticipate that, let's forget about the 12, 15, 20 years down the road. You can't forget about it.
I won't even be alive by then.
But anyway, as far as for the town of Holly Ridge, there's going to be a time frame there. There's going to be a lot of building or a lot of this and a lot of that. Is the town prepared and is capable, without raising taxes on the people who are already there, to have enough money to take care of these initial phases of construction and population that will be moving in based upon what you anticipate their tax revenue would be coming from them?
Right.
Is the town
So
prepared to do that?
and I'll try to explain it.
I mean, you're an economist. I know that.
No,
So-
I'm not. I'm not.
well, you're in the real estate area. You know how that works.
So the initial feedback that we got, as soon as everybody heard about this, they said, "Oh, it's going to cost the town money." Well, the economy of our town is based on tax revenue and fees. We generate 50% of revenue from taxes, various taxes, and the other 50% from revenue, and we get grants. So we make up the difference from grants. So let's take that forward. Let's say we are starting to build. Okay. As you are building, obviously one aspect of the building is inspections. Okay. Take that on for a minute. Another, as they get populated, one aspect of the building and increasing population is fire and police, right? So we are trying not to increase tax. I mean, that is really our goal. We have the lowest tax rate in the 10 town areas around us. And the tax increase has caused a lot of problems like Surf City and so forth. So we are trying to keep our tax rate at 34 cents. Okay, so the source of revenue, the only way, costs keep going up because of the economy. So the only way to balance costs is to increase revenue. There are 2 ways to increase revenue: increase taxes or increase tax base, right? So the tax base is going to increase initially by this land tax, which is smaller than housing tax. So immediately you have 1,200 acres, 400 acres are going to be dedicated to town. So you have 800 acres that a year after we sign, we get some revenue.
How much do you have any idea what that value of that 800 acres will be?
Right.
Because we can figure 34 cents per 100 based on
The figure that I have for initial tax revenue is the year after we sign the deal is about $250,000.
So you'd get 250,000 for the first year.
Right. It would, which is more than we get from, if we don't have it or if the county develops it.
Sure.
So then, as the houses are built, obviously, a year after the houses are built, we start getting revenue. So again, this is all part of calculation that I've done the cost benefit analysis over a 10, 12-year period.
There's no deals being made with the developers or anybody else that you will not tax them. No free ride for the
Yeah,
first
there's no
year or
free ride.
2 years or
There's
anything,
no free
nothing like
ride.
that.
As a matter of fact, as I mentioned, the only benefit from us is immediately we have a 400-acre natural
Right, sure.
national park area. Now,
What are you going to do with that?
well, we can't build sort of alter the nature.
Mhm.
It would be like a state park.
But you could
It
put
would
in
be
trails
natural
and all that sort of good
trails,
stuff. But, that would be
Right.
money that it would cost you to do that,
Right.
obviously.
So now part of the other cost to town, you ask about cost, so I just tell you. Right now, our numbers, I'm just going to go through some numbers. Our police rate is about 2.3 per thousand population. The North Carolina average, I believe, is 3.5. The national average is 2.7. So we're below that. But let's take that rate, and as we increase population, so we increase population, let's say by 500 or 1,000, we eventually have to add more police force. Now, again, our police right now is about 16 people, and based on the rate of crime and so forth, the police chief may come and ask for more people, but based on the statistics, in 2 years, we need additional police. The rate of, in the fire department, we have now fire and paramedics, and that rate is about 1.5 per thousand population. So at the same time so to answer your question, in a couple of years, we do need to hire people. But at that time, the revenue has started coming, and it will continue coming. And from that point on, I mean, yes, there's going to be traffic, there's going to be schools, and I can address all those separately.
Well, the county takes care of building the schools.
Well, yes, can I talk about infrastructure? A big issue was we don't have the infrastructure to support 1,200 acres. Of course we don't. I never said we did. But infrastructure is schools, roads, water and sewer, right? I mean, those are the infrastructure, and police and so forth. So you're right. Schools are a county problem. Roads are a state problem. I mean, they're not problem. They are the entity that supports that. Those two are always a phase or two behind population. That's just everywhere that I've known.
Absolutely.
They don't build roads hoping for cars to fill it. They build roads when the roads can't handle any more cars.
True.
They don't build the schools for students to come. They build schools when the schools are overcrowded. So I've been talking to Dr. Barnes and Dr. Gardner at the school system and giving them our projected growth so they can at least plan on it. Dixon area of all the school areas is the worst in terms of school capacity in the county. So what we have done, first of all, they're building now a school in Dixon, elementary school, expanding middle school and expanding high school. But it's good for them to have a 10-year projection because it takes 2 years to build a school. And it takes another year to year and a half for the school system to get the approval to build the school. So now that we know we are going to have this growth in 3 years to 10 years, based on the population and based on average child per family, they can plan it. And that's the only thing we can do, coordinate. Now, the other part of that people have been complaining about is water and sewer. Well, Warsaw is responsible for water and sewer.
Right.
The best we can do is talk to Frank, work.
Because they handle all of Holly Ridge water and sewer, right?
Yes, they do.
So you don't have a water and sewer
Right.
plant or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry.
Sure.
We may have a call. Will you take calls?
Of course.
We may have one for you.
Any idea who it is?
No, I do
So-
not.
Call back if you've hung up.
Okay, I guess
Call
they
or
hung
call
up.
back.
All right, if you want.
So, there are not going to be any houses occupied unless they have water and sewer. I mean, that just goes without saying. And on Warsaw, first of all, this is very important because we had a fire in J&J and people are saying we don't have enough water to fight fires.
You've got an antiquated water system there, right? Distribution system.
Well, we have an average system, Holly Ridge's water supply, and none of the water supplies around the county, except Jacksonville, are fire prevention water
Correct.
system. we have the consumer-based water system.
Right.
And that means that fire hydrants don't have their specific pressure that's required. That's just the way it is. If we want to have a water system that's for fire prevention, our costs are going to go much higher, and also has to get a lot more pumps and a lot more pressure in the system. Now, the J&J fire was very special case. What happened is the sprinklers were running, taking half the power away, and we brought a lot of trucks, but I don't want to distract from it. So ONWASA obviously is planning a lot of planning. They are spending more than $150 million in infrastructure, and we're working very closely with them, with Commissioner Bennett, who is the lead. And as we plan this growth, they will provide water and sewer. As a matter of fact, they are doing a lot of sewer upgrades. They have roughly about $200 million investment in sewer rerouting all the way to Sneed Ferry and Topsail. And the summer house sewer facility is only half capacity right now. So we will have water and sewer. They're gonna do 2 wells in this Project Ajax area. The water is gonna go to Sneed Ferry's water treatment facility and come back as clean water to supply the water that's needed in that Ajax property. All of these are plans.
Mhm.
The best we can do in terms of infrastructure is coordination. And there are not, there's more fear of unknown than reality. And yes, the growth is going to be significant, but that's a benefit to town. We can then take the funding and do things with it for the citizens, build parks, build recreational facilities. And all of that requires money. Now, there was some suggestion of building a couple of water towers. First of all, that's the decision that ONWASA has to make.
Right.
Every water tower costs $1 million. Where's that money coming from? Can it be investment? If the town wants to invest in it, where's the $2 million going to come from? And water tower has its own problems in terms of quality of water and so forth. But if the water tower is there to create pressure, that's the wrong approach, because the better approach is, instead of $2 million water tower, have better pumps at the water treatment facility to push water. I always use the example. I was talking to one of my neighbors, and I said, he had 2 houses being built on the 2 sides of his house. And I said, when those 2 houses are built, is your water pressure going to go down? He said, no. I said, that's exactly the process. ONWASA, pushes water and pumps it, and when they need to pump more, they pump more.
910-333-0139.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about weather real quick. Like,
Oh, okay.
and offshore today is looking better, guys, and towards the weekend so far it's looking fairly good. If you want to go fishing, now will be the time to make those plans.
That's good.
Today, northwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots, south to 20 nautical miles, gust up to 25 this morning, and then it's going to get better. Seas currently 3 to 5 feet. Sounds and rivers choppy. Tomorrow, northerly winds 10 to 15 coming down, becoming northwesterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet tomorrow near shore, only about 2 footers in the morning, and then nothing in the afternoon. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon. Saturday, westerly winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. The fish are biting out there. Go enjoy some and bring some to me.
All right. Today, sunny with a high near 66, northwest wind 5 to 13 miles per hour with gusts as high as 22. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 36. Friday, sunny with a high near 64. And Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 41.
Yeah, our amateur radio friends out there, of which 50% of the people in here are hams. The 2 of you had the opportunity to become a ham if you want to. But the Amateur Radio Club out there, Onslow Amateur Radio Club, we got a number of half dozen or so of those guys that joined me early morning. Randy out there at Southwest, 40 degrees this morning at 5:45 or 5:50, something like that. 92% humidity. He's sitting high atop his golf cart. No wind. No rain. Joe down in the borough, he had the hot spot in town as normal, 49 degrees, no rain. Lee, not this one, the other one. And the back swamp started out with 43 degrees this morning at 5:30, and then the temperature dropped to 37 degrees, which that's a big drop over about an hour's time. 81% humidity, no wind, and no rain. Dale, El Presidente, up there in the bend in the river, he's got 40 degrees, 90% humidity, calm, no wind, and no rain. Ward, our guy who likes to spend his mornings in the marsh, came out of the marsh, and he was at Cedar Point, 52 degrees there. Warm spot in the county, 54% humidity. Winds were light out of the west and no rain. Our Ken buddy there on Onslow Bay, right off Rocky Run Road area, 47 degrees, 60% humidity. Craig, on his way to work at Camp Lejeune or New River, I can't remember where he goes, probably both at one point in time or another. He had the cold spot this morning, 38 degrees. Lee, this one, Lady Blue, she knows, is known as in the Woodlands, had 42 degrees, 79% humidity, no wind, and no rain in the studio. At that time, it was 43 degrees here this morning. That was at 5:30, 5:25 or something like that. And temperature's on the way up. It's now 50 degrees. Yay. Humidity is on the way down, 66%. It was 77 this morning. Winds are still very light. They're coming from the southeast. Now they were from the southeast. They're only about 2 miles per hour. That's a look around the community at the weather. You've got a very active ham radio operator in your town. Did you know that?
Dave Mosley.
Uh-huh.
Yes, he's a great guy.
Yeah, so.
He was telling me, he was sort of introducing me to some of the things he does. And the next day, I had a meeting at the county emergency center, and we were talking about the power outage and so forth. Believe it or not, the third layer backup is ham radio.
I believe it. I know it.
Yeah.
We're part
So
of that group.
We are part
Dave
of it.
has a quite a setup over at his house. And
Yeah, we got a full setup over here.
he's a great guy and a great veteran, and it's really a pleasure to know him.
Well, he used to be a mayor too, didn't he?
Yeah, he was
Is
up
that
No,
there.
he is
Yeah.
right now a part of our planning board.
But not here. He was a mayor
he's
in
Pennsylvania, New Jersey.
somewhere up north.
Somewhere up
Yeah.
north.
up,
Yeah.
up yonder.
Pennsylvania.
Yankeeville, somewhere up
Yeah,
there.
he's
Be careful.
so-
That's where he came from.
Well,
Great guy.
No, I'm an upstate New Yorker, so. But
Great
that's,
guy.
We'll try not to hold that
Thank
against you.
Mayor Pete, so
Yes, sir.
there was when you were last on the show, we were talking about Coastal Carolina Community College doing something out in Holdridge. Is that still
Yes.
a go?
That's just ongoing. There are some due diligence activities that are remaining, but I think we are pretty close to final agreement, and they are taking over the UPS, the ex-UPS lot. And we did
That's good.
part of our budgeting process. Basically, we sort of counted on that.
Mhm.
So it's not new money; it's the money that we were
Right.
counting on.
We were talking about Holly Ridge getting ready for an expansion possibility if this annexation goes through. If you guys cannot get a consensus on council to annex this chunk of property,
don't know.
will it be purchased? Will it be sold? We were told by Onwassa representative that deal of that actually going through, and Onwassa being able to sell it to this whoever this company is that's looking at it.
Right.
It hinges on whether you guys annex it or not. Is that what you're
Right.
led to believe?
So the process is sort of a little bit, the sequencing may change, but they were concerned that if we annex it, or the council says annex it, then the council doesn't approve the development plan, then they have this land sitting on hand. But it's a 3-party activity, plus the council have to approve every step. I can't tell you what the council is going to decide, but it's going to come in front of the council at some point, probably early next year, February, March, or whatever. And it's going to happen in the sequence of probably the best sequence would be to approve the development plan, then approve the annexation, because then
Why
it's
do you have
guaranteed.
to approve the development plan if it's not going to be annexed, or if it's not in the annexation?
Well,
If it doesn't become annexed, it's not up to you, is it?
no, it's not up to me, but
I'm
Yes.
the council.
well, the assumption is that if the council approves the development plan, they're going to approve again, depends on the votes.
But why would it even come before the board, the council, unless it's already annexed or you have plans to annex it?
Right. I mean, they have to either sequence. There has to be a commitment from the council that they will do both, because one without the other, it doesn't mean anything. So the right sequence obviously is, annex it and then immediately in the same session, approve the development plan. It really depends on the council. I can't say what they would decide or not. We still have another 2 months to discuss it.
Yeah, I would think that it's not really up to y'all to approve a development plan unless it's going to be in the town of Holly Ridge, right?
Right. If we don't do it, let's say we don't annex and obviously we don't have to do development plan based on the long-term county plans eventually, because right now is on Wassa. So just to get a little more detail, and the Jacksonville Economic Development, it has been our partner, Joette. So they have given authorization to Joette to negotiate. Joette signed an option agreement with this developer that they're right now negotiating because it has passed its expiration date, and they're working on that, and we're going to be working with them to do that. So Joette really is the execution arm for Onwassa. Onwassa has to sign on the paper, Joette has to sign on the paper, and in order to take the next step to actually make the transaction. The developer would rather, when he gets that before he purchases the property, know if it's going to be annexed and development plan, it's going to be part of town.
I don't know why he wants it annexed first, but that's what is his benefit if it's annexed first? Other than he has to pay 34 cents per $100 value.
Well, I think the value of homes and the value of being part of town is more important than just being in the county.
It kind of secures the deal.
Yeah. I mean, it is, you may want to bring him on the show and ask him.
I get to play the devil's advocate a lot. I do the what ifs.
Right.
That's just my nature. That's what I kind of grew up having to do a lot. What if the town says, okay, I'm going to annex this property that is now owned by Onwassa. Onwassa doesn't pay taxes.
Right.
Period.
Right.
So now I've got this piece of property that's owned by Onwassa, and they're not going to develop it. They can't develop it. They can't do anything with it. I can't get any taxes on it, but now it belongs to me. Now what? And the developer says, no, I don't really want it. This is a what if.
Right. So
now what? Then you're stuck with this piece of property?
Well, obviously, because every item has to be done in a sequence, there has to be trust among all the parties that everybody is going to do their part. We used to call, I call that a D-Day. That's the idea that I have, that a D-Day, everybody sits around and they have a bunch of agreements and they keep signing and signing it so everybody knows. Okay. But there has to be about a 5-minute trust window from everybody that
Lock the doors and bring out the guns.
Right. I mean, can anything go wrong? Obviously, all these deals, these are big deals, especially for a town like us. Can something go wrong? Yeah. But can we prevent things from going wrong? Probably. We have lawyers. Some of the lawyers are the same lawyers. There's Onwassa's lawyer and the county lawyer and
trust lawyers,
and
right.
and Joette lawyers are the same. We have a lawyer that also does work for. So
not to say that anything would go wrong, but you know what? We prepare for hurricanes, and hope by hell we don't have one, right?
Right.
Just in case scenario.
Can something go wrong? Absolutely, but there has to be some trust among all the parties that everybody wants the best for the best outcome across the board. Because if we went through this before election, everybody sort of pulled back and said, let's wait until the election is done. So everybody pressed the pause button because there were two distinct approaches to these elections, two completely different approaches. One approach was moratorium, don't want to grow, don't want to do anything other than, whatever. And I don't want to talk about. My message was, and my team's message, which included 3 of the council persons, was pro-growth, inviting businesses, inviting residential, and just progressive. My motto was progress and service. So make progress, grow, and provide better service to the citizens in that, because you can't do more service for the citizen if you don't have money. So that is the direction hopefully we're going. Hopefully the council will support me. Again, I don't know what the decision would be, but again, going back to your question, there is a sequence. I don't have it all written down, and I don't have the flow chart of signatures, but the best outcome that I believe for us is that Anwasa signs the deal, Joed executes the option with the developer gets his development plan, a preliminary development plan approved, and then that's it. Then from then on is a go forward plan.
Your plans are a lot better than a deal or two that I was offered me, and that I got up to the point of they had signed all the paperwork and they were going to give me this and give me that and do this and do that and all that sort of good stuff. I looked at it and said, but what if? And you didn't put down there, you didn't deal with that. And I said, well, no, you go ahead and sign and we'll take care of it. And I ripped the paper up, took all the papers with me and walked out the door. That's because I didn't, if you don't put it all down, and I don't have trust in you, and it's all got to be in writing for me to have trust in anybody, period.
Well, Mayor Pete, I have a question. This area that you're talking about possibly annexing into the city, is that right up there on 17?
It's a west on 50 north. When you go 17 and 50, you go west.
Okay.
17 goes north south, and you turn right. And all of the old Camp Davis area is from that point forward. Right now, at the corner of 15 and 17, there is what they call phase 1 and phase 2 of the industrial park, which is Gulfstream Steel, Onslow Bay, the Onslow Bay boats and so forth. And north of that is roughly about 700 acres, that half of it is owned by Anwasa, and then the other half is owned privately. And all of those have purchase options for the investor to come in.
Gotcha.
And offer. I mean, Joed has options to sell those pieces. So there are a lot of detail to work out across all of these issues. We are really in the step 1 of 100, and we have to take it one step at a time, with the strategic plan being that we are going to get there in 10 years with an industrial park of 70 industrial units employing 3,000 people. We're going to have a residential area that, houses 5,000 people. Eventually, the roads are going to, Route 50 is going to, become 4-lane. There's going to be plenty of water and sewer capacity. There's going to be a school potentially there. There's going to be commercial development in that area. That area, one of the restrictions is they can't have any residential along 50. So the first one part of that on the side of 50 is all going to be commercial shoppings and so forth. We really, in Holly Ridge, we need a lot more commercial infrastructure.
Grocery store.
With restaurants, grocery store, healthcare facility.
Yeah, you got to go everywhere else to get what you need if you live in Holly Ridge right now. You got 25 miles to go in a lot of cases.
Well, yeah.
Grocery store is 3 miles south?
Right. Well, there's grocery stores in Smith Ferry, grocery stores in Surf City, and there is discussions of bringing a grocery store in. We had a hiccup with the traffic light with Senator Lazara, really helped us, get the traffic light approved. But and the healthcare facility, we've been talking Novant, Wellington Health, and now Atrium. Healthcare facility, unfortunately, and there's a problem for our country. I always say this, that the healthcare facility want to be profitable, and the profitability is based on population. So they say, we're not going to be profitable if you have a healthcare facility.
Well, you used to have one there called Penslow.
Again, they left.
Yeah.
They left. And now there
not
are
enough
really
sick people?
Well, I'm sure there is. Maybe
Some more sick people.
The Holly Ridge people are healthy.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So, for emergency care, we have to go to Surf City, or we have to go to Sneed's Ferry, and some of those facilities closer to
Jacksonville.
Right. So hopefully we'll have a healthcare facility based on the projections. I have another meeting with Atrium next week. Atrium is the most interested in bringing healthcare. And Atrium is very reputable. They have facilities in Raleigh, Winston-Salem, and Charlotte, and they really want to expand to the east coast of North Carolina. So that's our best shot.
Can you put a roadblock there just south of the city limits or down near the southern end of your town on 17 and just stop all people coming north that have drugs in their cars?
Well,
we do know those who were friends of mine who worked those areas. We do know that a large chunk of drugs come into Onslow County from New Hanover County.
Yep.
So you need to stop them at the border. I want a fence.
It's an interesting problem, and I was just, believe it or not, I was just talking to a police chief about it.
Yeah, I know. Sword knows a lot about that stuff.
There's high amount of, but it really depends on how much resources can you afford from your limited resource of 16 officers. And one of the things that happens with drug trafficking is that one is the process in general, in terms of prosecution, is very complicated and requires a lot of resources. Two is that, the hit rate is pretty low, although the traffic is very high. I mean, in terms of number, projecting, capture and so forth, they have to have a lot of intelligence. You have to have intelligence in our force, intelligence in New Hanover. They exchange intelligence in terms of the type of car, the type of traffic. And we have lots of trucks and so forth that go up north, So it takes resources, and honestly, we don't have the resources.
Then just don't let anybody come north.
Right. You can,
I got to go through there.
So our chief is, Chief Sork has that has background in narcotics, and he's a very good guy and very, very, great leader and we are very fortunate to have him. And, he's coordinating some work with Sheriff Thomas in the county, but even the county has limited resources to try to. We would much rather county, there's so much of 17 is in the county, as would much rather the county say, okay, we'll take over. But even they are sort of trying, not having direct, force to deal with the drug trafficking.
Well, it was a little bit of a joke, but I know there's a lot that comes right through Holly Ridge on this way to Snakes Ferry, especially,
and going to the beach. There's a lot of customers at the beach.
Yeah, there are.
So, and Chief Sorg is coordinating very well with the chief in Surf City, but again, they also have limited risk. Drug. We are deviating here. Drug problem. I mean, look at what's going on in the ocean. Drug problem is a big problem.
Well, they blow them up in the ocean, so that's the good thing. Boom.
You wish you could do that, but it requires a lot of resources. They are getting. I watch sometimes this show of border. I don't know. They show trafficking across the border. It's amazing how talented they are and where they hide the drugs. And they only capture. I talked to my friends that work at the FBI and Homeland Security. My son works Homeland Security, and he said we can only capture about 8% of what goes through.
If they're lucky.
And amazing.
If they're lucky. So 90% of them still go through.
Yep.
And through normal trucks and normal cars, and they capture them, and there's hidden drug things. I look at if we stop a car, Chief Sorg stops a car for speeding, unless he has a drug dog with him, or they just smell something and tear the car apart.
Oh, they get a feeling too. Yeah. I know Mike. If he gets a feeling, he's not going to stop.
And he's a great guy, and we are very fortunate to have him.
He's his own little bird dog.
Do you have a drug dog in Holly Ridge?
Our dog is a general crime dog. We have one canine.
What's his name?
I don't know.
You don't know his name,
You
Mayor.
invite him to council meeting one night.
Yeah.
That's a good thing that the mayor doesn't.
You might not want to
They don't let me know a lot of things. So.
Okay, let's talk long term again. We got somebody who I'm absolutely amazed and surprised that he hasn't called here yet. He's one of our frequent callers.
Okay.
How many terms are you going to serve? How many terms do you want to serve? You cannot count these last two because you were not elected.
Right.
He's for council or mayor.
So
it's really as mayor, how many times are you going to run before you quit?
Well, I am just blessed to have the opportunity to do this for the next 4 years. It's way early to say. I am hoping that I'm successful, and then we'll see in 3 years. It depends on, of course, my wife, the big decision maker. Right?
There you go.
Well, I will tell you, Mayor.
Women are.
I will tell you, Mayor Pete, that Senator Lazar just announced his bid for another term, which will be 4 in
2-year
the
terms.
North Carolina Senate. So
great.
this will be his 4th term representing Senate District 6.
He is a great guy.
Oh,
and
yes.
He's
long
really has a lot of passion for the county and for our state.
No, forget all that. He makes great pizzas too. You haven't had his
Have
pizza.
you ever had
you?
his pizza?
No.
You need to stop on your way. I don't know.
No, we have actually, he was kind enough to, send me a letter, and I talked to him after election, and we were supposed to get together because we do need, as a town, we need support at every level and sponsorship at every level with Carson Smith, with Senator Lazaro, and at the federal level. So looking forward to working with him. I just learned that he got married, and it's, I didn't know.
August 31st.
Right. And I didn't know she had the last name of Lazaro. I was talking to her, normal.
Oh, you did?
And then one time, all of a sudden, she changed her name, and it was very nice. They make a great couple, and hopefully
Yes,
they'll be
do.
blessed.
Yes.
That sounds good. Mr. Mayor, thanks for coming in here.
Sure.
I still want to
Thank you
get
so
you back in here. We will
Okay.
no
problem.
politics, at least not local politics.
Okay.
I wanted to bring you in here to talk about situations that you went through that you probably still have to pay for under one way or the other, mental or otherwise,
Right.
and
Yeah,
about
we
family
definitely
back
want
in
to hear
another
about
in another country, because
Yeah.
that I lived during that time too, and there were all sorts of things going on, and I just find it amazing that you came here and I just want to see what you went through during that particular period of time that was going on
so
in
long
the
ago.
70s.
So long ago.
It was
so
a
long
very
ago.
negative period of time
Yeah.
for a lot of Americans. Felt really mad about some things that were happening.
Yeah.
And took that on a lot of people who had nothing to do with it.
Right.
Actually, interestingly, so just a tidbit of this. I had started interviewing for jobs right during the hostage crisis. And of course, even though I was at that time, I'd gotten my citizenship, it was, I was really amazed by when I would go for interview, no one really, although hostage crises were very negative here across the country about, Iranian-born people, I really felt so much gratitude because no one at the levels, at the places where I interviewed ever, had any negative opinion. I got several job offers, obviously, but
They didn't hold it against you.
no, it was it shows our character. I mean, we as a country, and I say we because I've been here a citizen for 45 years. We are very gracious as people.
I talked to a gentleman yesterday who wanted to have a chat with me about some stuff, about criminal activity. And he has a last name, the same last name, because his brother had committed a very atrocious crime here many years ago.
Right.
And he was 10 years younger than his brother. And during the time that after that, anything he did, he had the door slammed in his face. It was such a horrific crime that impacted this community like you would not believe. And he and his siblings paid for it and still pay for it to a certain extent. I cannot go anywhere in this county without somebody bringing that up. So, that has to be something you would have an issue with. You obviously were not part of a family like that, but I can understand that, I can understand how you are and people feeling towards you just because, he's Iranian.
Right.
Look what he did. Wonder if he's a part of the sleeper cell.
And I'm gratified. I have gratification for, the number of people that voted for me, that really didn't impact
Mm-hmm.
the decision,
Right.
because
Yeah.
I'm really,
I was
honestly,
thinking about 40, 50 years ago when
Right.
all of that was going down.
right, right. I'm as American as can be. I've done
Yeah.
things in my background and in the government that probably not a whole lot of people have done, but it's really, I'm gratified and honored by people putting their trust in me, because I'm really all American.
So when is your
Great.
swearing in ceremony?
December 9th.
December 9th.
Please come.
Yeah, we have to do that.
Yeah, we are going to swear in everybody. I guess there are 2 council members that are going to stay. We have 2 council members that are current council members and becoming new council members. The swearing for me, and we have Chief Longo, who is our volunteer fire chief,
Right.
who's going to be swearing as a new council members. Then we select a new mayor pro tem, and then we select people representative for Anwasa, for Jumpo, for whatever other committees we have, and then we go forward with the business.
Now, as far as people for Jumpo, do they have to live in Holly Ridge to serve on that committee?
The representative from Jumpo has to be one of our council members.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Anwasa
Okay.
changed the bylaws
Yes, they are.
that we can have a non-council members, but Councilman Hines has been so integral part of being part of Anwasa board that he probably will continue. And then Chief Longo, I have asked, when I've had dealing with the county, I wanted to make sure we have representation in the emergency management.
Mhm.
So they have formed a committee, and hopefully Chief Longo would agree to part of it. But he's also very much involved in at county level, with the
The
with
fire,
the county
yeah, it's a
fire
thing.
county
Fire commission.
fire commission, right?
Right.
So he has years and years of experience, so he's going to really add value to their teams. And then we have Councilwoman Hall.
Yeah,
She has
Pam
to
Hall,
decide what she
yeah.
wants to do,
She got voted
Yeah.
back in.
and that's it. We'll see where we go. And we have, of course, 2 council members that are going to be up for re-election in 2 years. So we'll see what happens.
Now,
There's
how many
always an
times
election cycle, isn't there?
you meet once a month or twice a month?
We meet once a month. We are going to go to twice a month, have a work meeting starting January.
Right. Okay. Are you going to get a better sound system?
We have
Oh, for God's sake.
yeah. So
That thing really sucks.
Mm-hmm.
we have, in the past year, we have tried to improve communication through various ways. One of them is the YouTube and live streaming. Initially, we had problem with bandwidth, so I think we have solved the bandwidth problem.
Good.
But now there's tuning of audio and video.
The audio in
Right.
Mhm.
in your room. Is
Right, because
really awful.
there are
Not to be-
multiple devices where it's not the audio. It's a little bit complicated because you have to bring the audio through an audio system and feed it into the video system. Not like, when you go to YouTube, if you start using your phone and just record something,
We
right?
don't do that. We got
If-
computers over there to do that. We got audio console
Right.
over here,
Right.
handles audio.
We have to do better, and there's some engineering work that needs to be done, and we're working, try to improve that. We got to do that syncing better because it's really frustrating
It is.
for people to watch it.
Yeah.
So we're working on it. Hopefully we'll resolve it soon as a part of our overall improvement of communication with citizens.
Sounds good. Mr. Mayor, thanks for your time.
Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate
I
it.
do
Thank
want to
you
get
so
you back in
much.
here and talk
Okay, no
about that
problem.
other stuff.
Oh,
just as
definitely.
Anytime.
All right.
It's always fun being here.
Okay.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, we do.
Thank you
We
so
do
much,
appreciate you
Mayor.
coming in.
All right. Take care.
All
Have a
right,
good day.
thank you. Take care. Got a little bit of an update down there in Hotlanta with the with the magazine that they found on the plane, with the
Yes.
bullets in the magazine that they found on the
Mhm.
plane. Guess who it belonged to?
pilot.
A
A
marshal.
cop.
Okay.
Oh,
Who
Sky
would- who
Marshal.
would- no, just he was a cop traveling, of which,
Oh,
if under certain conditions, they can travel with the guns if they want to,
Right,
and obviously he had a magazine, and I mean, I guess a thing or two could happen from time to time. I mean, it could slip out of my pocket. There it is, right?
you can
Whoops.
go through the metal
Yeah.
detector at the ball game and forget you have it in there.
I-
Anything could happen.
Yeah, well, I actually
Not
got it
that
out
I was
before.
accusing
I got it
anyone.
before I got to the guy. I said, as I was taking, oh God, I'll be right back.
Where's Rayford?
It was nice that Rayford mentioned that the plexiglass that's up in the announcer's booth
Yes.
is bulletproof. I think he said that once. No, I hope that it doesn't have to be checked.
It deflects.
Well, if you continue to do the good job you do, you don't need to worry about it, do you?
If you make the wrong call,
You make the wrong call.
that call, that yellow flag down there was against the Cardinals. So you better watch out. You need to duck when you say
Is it
that.
brick proof?
Brick will bounce off and hit the people below.
We know.
So watch out. All right. Anyway, we're going to take our leave. Thanks for Mayor Pete Parnian from Holly Ridge, newly elected. You can't say he's
Really?
reelected because
Now
he's
he's
never been
elected.
voted
That's
for
right.
before for
That's
anything.
right.
So he's now
Interesting man.
officially will be
Mhm.
officially in office as an elected mayor
December 9th.
coming up. Next month.
We'll have to
God
go.
knows. I might make that trip.
Yes.
I've been to their council meeting more than I've been to any other council meetings in the city. I think,
can't
and the
say
county,
that.
I believe.
I used
Well,
to.
you have. You watch them all, though. You watch everything.
I do.
Okay, go out, folks. Have a great rest of your day. Weather's
Right.
looking pretty
Please.
decent. Temperature's going to be okay. Fishing's going to be better. Tomorrow's going to be better than today offshore. But I'm trying to work out with a friend of mine, but he's had to go back to work now, so I'm not sure whether he'll be able to go fishing or not. Because he and I were going to go fishing during
It's
his
not
furlough.
like you don't know anybody else that likes to fish.
Well, they like to fish, but do they have the opportunity? Do they have a boat? Do they want to go? What's happening? Do they know where to
You
go?
don't have to look any further than this table. What are you talking about?
I don't know where to go right now.
Oh.
You understand? I haven't
I
been.
see.
I'm concentrating. My deal these days is going to be for speckled trout. I like speckled trout. They're good to eat. They're fun to catch. They're great to eat. And that's what my main fare is going to be.
All right, for all you fishermen out there that are doing a lot of catching,
Yeah.
I know the rule is you don't ever tell what your fishing hole is.
You can blindfold
you
me and
know,
take me.
So you want to just send us a message. We will not share it.
No, I just go catch the fish. I don't
That's
want
right.
I don't want everybody else there, especially
We're-
that guy named
we're not
Ricky
gonna-
Kellum. Hey, Ricky. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. We have a guest tomorrow, and you're gonna be in the studio.
Noreen Rossetti. Yeah, she's going to come in and talk about her organization is doing a Thanksgiving food drive.
Food drive.
Good deal.
Yes.
Are they going to drive over here with some food?
They're looking for donations as well as a lot of other nonprofits are
Yes.
doing.
Mhm.
But Miss Noreen's going to come in and talk about her special.
Well, wonderful. I'm glad.
Yes,
I'm glad they're
yes,
doing that because
yes,
that's Thanksgiving is a time. Nobody should leave.
right.
Should not have food for Thanksgiving.
Oh, I
okay?
agree 100%.
Never, ever. You should be able to celebrate the day, of course, but you should celebrate it the way that our Thanksgiving began. with
Absolutely.
a feast.
Absolutely.
And it is good harvest time. You can combine all of them. There is the harvest time for a lot of folks this time of year or slightly earlier.
Mhm.
But, it's the perfect time of year to have something like this, a change of the seasons. You can try out some dishes
Right.
for get ready for Christmas if you want to.
Yeah.
Well,
I tried out a couple of dishes a couple of days ago, and one of them didn't work worth it.
oh,
beans.
you
Ugh.
good Lord have mercy. Yeah, I've had a couple of those lately, experimenting after watching recipes online and watching them cook, and I think they lied.
I just made up my.
I think they
I make up my own as I go along. So
Right,
that's my
right.
problem. And sometimes
Well.
it works. Sometimes you.
Truly blessed. Government's back open again. People going back to work. You
Be
should be
careful what
getting
you
your.
wish for.
You should be getting your back pay soon, and
Be careful
so
what you wish for.
no, we should be back to business right now for a while to the
That's
end
what I
of
mean.
January.
Be careful what you
There-
wish for.
some of the programs in January 30th.
I'd like
others
you
are
to do
good for a
I'd
year.
like them to put their stupid programs that they haven't finished for the last 25 years. Get them
Right.
done. Get on with the program. Let's move forward.
Well-
That stuff that's on the back burner, take it off and start from scratch.
I do want to say real quick now, watching the craziness before they went to the vote last night, some of the stuff that was said was just completely unnecessary. And I'm sitting there thinking, these are our leaders. These are the
no, they're
people
not.
that we
No, they're
depend
not.
on
That's
to make things right.
It's the idiots that manage to get more votes than the other idiots.
Right. But I think what really got me was this one congresswoman that was, she just recently got elected on September 23rd. She was elected
Yeah,
in
I
a
saw
special
that.
election to fill a vacancy. The House went on hiatus on September 19th.
Yeah.
And so she got sworn in yesterday before the big vote.
They
And
did not have to wait to be back in session to do that.
This is the House of Representatives' first day back, and they would still be out if they hadn't been for all this. But so he went ahead, Mike Johnson went ahead and swore her in. And, he goes, I really like this woman, blah, blah, blah. He shook her hand. We're delighted to have her here. She may not agree with me, but we follow the custom of the House on the timetable. And that was on swearing her in.
Well, if you had followed the custom of the House and got the stupid budget passed on time, the 1st of October, you wouldn't be in the situation
the
you're
whole
in.
point is, as soon as she got
Sorry,
sworn in,
Johnson.
she was like, wow, right there. She was like, there's no reason why you couldn't have sworn me in.
There isn't.
Well, okay. House was on vacation September 19th. They just came back yesterday. She was elected on September 23rd.
Yeah.
So what he did was the next day that they were in session, which was yesterday, he swore her in. She didn't miss anything. She was there for the vote on the opening of government. She was also the 218th person to sign the petition about opening up the Epstein files, putting those out. And so, but her words and actions after she was sworn in, yes, thank you very much, Johnson, Mr. Johnson, Representative Congressman Johnson, for swearing me in. I appreciate it. And then it was like, wow, right after that. And I'm like, yay. That's our leaders.
She didn't want to take time to make friends and enemies.
Well, she sure didn't on the Republican side because she blasted them. And I'm like, it's your first day sworn in. Can't we just chill a little bit?
Well, she's been letting it build up.
Oh my God.
And I can understand.
Well, Rayford, I don't think that we should have, I don't care which side it was, but to reopen just to swear somebody in
Doesn't have to reopen.
cost a lot of, they have to be in session. That's what the law says.
Are you sure? Or
Yes.
the congressman, the speaker can't just go swear her in? Are you absolutely sure of that?
I sent it. I sent it to you last night.
I understand what
the
you're saying, but
congressional
Are you
paragraph.
absolutely sure?
This is
They have to be in session.
a newly elected member of Congress filling a vacancy is sworn in on a day when legislative business is being conducted.
Can
And
it
it goes
be
on.
done under other conditions?
It does not address that. It
That's
just
what
says
I'm saying.
when the legislative business
That's
is
tradition.
being conducted.
What's
Well,
the
the
law?
former oath can be administered at, this is coming right out of the law books, be administered at any time they are officially seated and can begin participating in official. She didn't lose nothing by having to wait. She
lost her pay?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we got to go. We'll be back tomorrow morning, maybe,
Get back to
as soon as Lee gets her act together. Can you do that thing that you did again? How she acted and she pounced on everybody? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
I identify
All right.
as a cat.
We'll see y'all tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock or so. Have a great rest of your day and have fun. You're live on Local
safe.
Real Talk. What was it I was going to say? Where we're
Be
all
safe on
awake,
Western Boulevard. Oh, where we're always awake.
Never woke, but there was something else I came up with earlier today, and
What
I've
was
already
that you
forgotten. That's
came
why
up
you're
with?
supposed to take notes. We'll see you in the morning.
Have a blessed day.
Bye.
Mm.